Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. Interesting topic we have here for you guys today. Pertaining to Irv Gotti relationship with Ashanti via record label and music, right? And Chris Gotti was talking about this, brother to Irv Gotti, who recently passed away this year. And I did not post on my social media. Normally I do, when someone passes away, stature recognizable, like Irv Gotti was. But I, at that point in time, I was just, I kind of was more looking to see if anyone else, what other people were posting, right? But anywho, right? Because it was a lot of mixed feelings. Like let's be 100% real. It was a lot of mixed feelings about Irv Gotti, especially like on the tail end, because it was really hush hush. It was really touch and go. But towards more recent, it started to just more stuff started to get out on their relationship. I remember hearing a few things where I'm like, it was, it's certain things. To me, it would be like if somebody was talking bad about not a Lauryn, of course, a Lauryn Hill, right? Like if someone was talking bad about Alicia Keys, maybe that'll be a better thing to say, right? Like Alicia Keys. It's kind of weird to me. I didn't know really how to take that. Yes, of course, you would get people saying certain things about Beyonce. I get it, but when you talking about Ashanti, that's really one of them things where I was like, I really didn't know that she had a relationship to where with Irv Gotti where things, and he has a family, I believe. I'm not too sure about at that point in time, but it was a shocker to me, at least. I can say that. It was a shocker to me. And yeah, it was like, things about them having a relationship, and it started to get out of hand. And of course, she was like on again, off again with, I got the video. I'm gonna play the video for you guys. But of course, yes, she was on again, off again with what's my guy's name? Nelly. She was on again, off with Nelly like for the longest. Okay, and they finally tie the knot here, and they're like, they're having a child together. So to me, at least, I was more interested to see how a lot of other people reacted to his passing. And a lot of people did. Because before I even play the clip, when you just talk Ashanti put it down. And I'm not even talking about some of the things, like some of the albums or the music that she's made, with, what's my guy's name? Ja Rule. Okay. And Ja Rule, that was an error. You have to give that to Irv Gotti. I'm sorry. You have to. That was a time in era. Okay. Where you can say whatever you want to say up north, New York. I don't know where they were holding it down for a while, okay? And it was hot. I'm just going to be real. I'm just be 100% with you, right? She has his, Waukesha, she was on, that was like in 2021 with Moneybagg Yo. Okay? Of course, Baby. Come on, man. Foolish, but that Baby was. I mean, that's. Come on, this is hit after hit. She was really doing her thing, and well, I'm gonna let you listen to this interview and what Chris Gotti says. It almost like, regardless of what he says, but even more, it makes you key in on. You have to give this man, Irv Gotti, you have to give him respect. You have to. You have to. And the fact that he did it so early on, like the early 2000s, come on. This is a new type of R&B. This is not, all this is new. I'm just being real with you. All of this sound, all this is new. This is not a repeat of past R&B. This is a new melody, right? This is new melodic sound. And I don't want to get on it too hard, but I got what he said, and I'm going to play that for you. This is the interview.
Interviewer said, "Why do you always talk about Ashanti?" He said, "You always ask." Right. And Irv is a straight shooter. He's not going to hide. He's like, that's why I talk about it, because everyone keeps talking about it.
What you want him to do?
And that's real. And it's like, she should understand that too. Yeah. Like, if you're in the limelight, they asked the question. It wasn't little, it was big. Mm-hmm. And again, but it's for her to act like it ain't Murder Inc. that made her. Or Irv made her. It's crazy.
Right.
She had 3 deals before him.
That ain't worked out.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, something with y'all chemistry worked out. Mm-hmm. Respect it. That's all. I'm not saying you have to talk about respect the magic that was made. Mm-hmm. That's all I said. See, I'm always in the middle. Irv hate when I take her position, and you know what I'm saying? But I never took Irv's position with her.
Right.
But I'm doing it because he ain't here now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let no one talk about my brother. You're gonna have a problem.
Right.
Simple and plain. In that, especially someone who he made that career. Like, I was there. Like, he made you sing records the way you sang them, because you would have never sang it that way if it was up to you. That's all I said. See, I'm always in the middle.
That's the part that kind of got my attention when he said Irv made her sing records like she would have never sung it if he didn't make her describe it and put it to the way that he wanted the album to sound, or that song to sound. I think, yes, you got to give him some respect, and she did give him some respect. I believe even it wasn't to where I think they was on terms where they just really wasn't talking, or she really wasn't even speaking to certain issues, because she did write, I believe when he did pass, she did write like a little excerpt, and basically she says, "I can't believe things ended like this, and it makes me so sad. We weren't on the best of terms the past few years, but as I've always said, through our ups and downs, I will forever be grateful for everything that you've done for me. We made history, and that will remain infinite. I've always respected your musical genius and ability to push me to be my best. All the greatness and positive things that came far outweigh the dark and negative times. I have always prayed for you to find peace, sending love and prayers to the entire family. Rest well, rest in peace, Irv." So she did speak to Irv, regarding his situation, and I believe, I'm not too sure if I said it before, but he was suffering with he was a diabetic. He was suffering from that, and I believe he ended up having a stroke, and that's kind of, and he said he wasn't really handling it being a diabetic very well, and I believe that's what caused other issues. But she spoke to him, and you could tell she still cares, and I believe most importantly, she showed respect. She showed respect, and that's what that's what Chris is saying in this video, that she's showing respect. She's showing respect, and I think everybody, he has to say it, but I think, because you don't understand, this is like during this time and period, like I think Beyonce was out with Destiny Child, right? And even just talking about that, like with like the hits Destiny Child made, like, you know, it's crazy, right? I think it was like this one song's like Cry Me a River. Man, that's hot. That's fire. And then like she kind of like, as time went on, I think she even, you know, she got down with Lil Wayne a little bit, made some music with him. And these are time periods where like you turn on the radio, that's all you're gonna, people were burning CDs, like no I mean, maybe you had like an iPod, you know, somewhere in the, you know, the 2010s. No, still early 2000s. You had the iPod come out, iPod Mini or whatever. But for the most part, people were burning CDs, and that's what it was. You know, I mean, that was the sound. It was R&B. Got this plane flying over here, but that was the sound. It was R&B, and people, believe me or not, man. I mean, Monica, right? Come on. I'm telling you, this, you know, a lot of, and people want to know what's going on with the situation still, but that shows you how much of an impact Ashanti had on the industry, period. Murder Inc. And we're not even I haven't even really spoke too much about Ja Rule. Of course, yes, that was a period of time, but I'm just saying that happened. That happened. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And but I'm gonna just end it up on this. Speaking to what Chris said, yes, Chris, I think he maybe needs to say that. He's gonna have his stories, but he needs to, I don't want to say he needs to do anything, but he should be willing to give the same respect that he wants Ashanti and others, people around this situation, to give to him. Okay, I think that's key. It's very important. I don't want to say it's key. It's just very important. You treat others with the respect that you want to be treated with. Okay, and you know, like I say, this is it's not. I'm not saying like, oh, this is near and dear to my heart. I'm just saying, I listened. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I listened to that music, you know, and I can sit back and I can be like, I can still have an ear where I'm like, oh, they saying some things I didn't even know about at that point in time. Where now I'm coming into this truth and I'm like, oh, this is shocking to me, right? But at the same time, I can be like, you know, oh, okay, let's kind of be respectful with, you know, the things that's, you know, I definitely understand where he's coming from at that, especially with the passing of his brother. He's not here to speak about it, and I agree with what he's saying, and I watched as this interview came out, and of course, you know, the Shade Room, they clipped it up. You know, I'm like, hey, respect. You know, they clipped it up. They reacted to it. Well, you know, people reacted to it down in the comments, and you know, you didn't really hear too much about it, right? It's just one of those things. And yeah, like, okay, I don't want this video to be too long, but yes, Ashanti, I don't want to say her style was like raunchy, but that was like an early 2000, and she nailed it. That's the whole style and feel. She nailed it. You know what I'm saying? And she did it in a, yes, you know, it was definitely, you know, coming out of the 90s rock era, and you had, you know, it was even being incorporated into the R&B and stuff at that point in time. It was the switchover, crossover was there, and same with style, right? You had all that. People were figuring this out. It was, the styles were out of this world, especially it was. Even going with Aaliyah, and she really did that, right? But you know, all and all these different styles were you know, I don't want to make it too complex, but these styles were, people were definitely I think it's okay to say people were feeding off of each other's style, so it was original to a certain degree. But I think, because if you look at Beyonce, she's literally, they're literally calling her like the you know, the queen of, what was it, R&B, right? She's like, you know, that's her thing. She's the queen bee, and I agree with that. But I'm saying, like, as much love that she was shown, like, of course, Aaliyah, just look, if, I mean, come on, man. If Aaliyah was still, man, dude, you know how big that would be? Oh my goodness. Every time I think about that, dude, I'm just, you know, it's upsetting. You feel me? It's definitely upsetting. I'm not even lying to you. Like, I was like, when you know, you do your whole little thing or whatever, like, it was upsetting to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just how that, you know, you look at all that stuff, you do your own research, you know, you look at everything, and just, you know, it was upsetting to me. I'm like, man, how did, you know, this time and peace, you know, how did this, you know, not to stay there too long, but much respect to Chris Gotti. He was showing love and respect to his brother Irv Gotti. Yes, Murder Inc. They definitely did it. It was a point in time where that's all you heard was, you know, murder, literally on the radio. I can say that, you know, and shout out to them for doing their thing. I would say definitely shout out, because that was I mean, I can't even really explain it to that level, but she definitely, I would say, was needed. She definitely had a fan base, you know, right? She definitely had a fan. You know, I was just listening to the music, you feel me? And I could respect somebody's artistry. I can respect what somebody has offered or given to the music industry, and, you know, all those things, you know, people can incorporate it with their type of style, and you learn from those things, whatever. But her style was definitely on. It just really wasn't tapered that well. I don't think just fashion at that point in time was really that hot. It was really just like a whole style, just like your whole style and feel to it. Now, you know, with makeup and how people are doing it, you know, I mean, it's just more glaring now, if I can say that. But I don't want to make this video too long. That's what I got for you guys. Like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope to see you guys back here again. Ciao.